Hey, this is Mathketeer here to show you how to add and subtract radical expressions. When adding or subtracting radical expressions, it is important to remember a few things. First, you can only add or subtract like-term radicals. This means that you cannot add or subtract radical 2 plus radical 3. The number under the radical sign must be the same. In some cases, you will need to simplify by pulling any perfect squares out of the radical and multiplying it by the constant. And then when you are adding or subtracting, you only add or subtract the constant outside the radical. The number under the radical sign remains the same. I have a few examples here to help illustrate. For example 1, we have 4 radical 6 minus 3 radical 6. We are going to combine 4 and negative 3. 4 minus 3 is 1, and the answer here is simply radical 6. For example number 2, we have 12 radical 7 minus 10 radical 7. We can only combine the 12 and the negative 10. 12 minus 10 is 2, and the number under the radical sign remains the same. So the answer here is 2 radical 7. For example number 3, we have 2 radical 3 plus 3 radical 27. Radical 27 can be reduced or simplified. Right, we have 3 times 27. 27 is 9 times 3. The square root of 9 is 3, so we could pull that out and we multiply it by 3, and this simplifies to 9 radical 3. So now we can bring down 2 radical 3 plus 9 radical 3, and our answer here will be 11 radical 3. Example number 4, we have 2 radical 6 plus 3 radical 54. Radical 54 can be simplified or factored to 9 times 6. The square root of 9 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9, and we simplify this to 9 times the square root of 6. Now we have 2 square root of 6 plus 9 square root of 6, and our answer here is 11 radical 6, or square root of 6. For number 5, we have 3 radical 18 minus 3 radical 8 minus radical 24. We can simplify the square root of 18 to 9 times 2. The square root of 9 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9, so this would simplify to 9 times the square root of 2. We have 3 square root of 8. The square root of 8 can be simplified to 4 multiplied by 2. The square root of 4 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6, and we can simplify this to 6 times the square root of 2. And the square root of 24 can be simplified to 4 times 6. The square root of 4 is 2, and this can be simplified to 2 times the square root of 6. And we can combine 9 radical 2 plus 6 radical 2, and this would give us 15 times radical 2. And we can now subtract 2 radical 6. These two cannot be combined. They are not the same term. For example number 6, we have 3 radical 18 plus 3 radical 12 plus 2 radical 27. We can simplify 18 by multiplying 9 times 2. The square root of 9 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9, so we can simplify this to 9 radical 2. We can simplify radical 12. That breaks down to 4 times 3. The square root of 4 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6, so this simplifies to 6 radical 3. And we can simplify 27 to 9 times 3. The square root of 9 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. So we can simplify this to 6 radical 3. Now we can combine like terms. 9 radical 2 cannot be combined with anything else, so we have 9 radical 2 plus 6 is 12. 12 radical 3. So, when adding or subtracting radical expressions, it is important to remember a few things. You can only add or subtract like terms, meaning the number under the radical must be the same. Simplify if necessary, and multiply your perfect root by whatever number is outside the radical sign. Finally, only add or subtract the constant or number outside the radical sign. The number under the radical sign remains the same. I am the Mathketeer. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. Let me know what you think.